So what is up, everybody? I've been wanting to do this, and as people have asked me to do this, is a walk around of my kayak. So I was out here doing some maintenance on it, running the ground in the sand and on boat ramps. It's starting to scrape up the front of the keel a little bit. So I ordered some stuff from Gator. I can't remember, Gator patch, whatever, something like that. They make these patches, strips that you can put on the keel and everything to protect it, like an extra barrier. So I was putting those on. But while I had the boat upside down, I also took some still pictures of the transducer mount on the bottom of this boat, as well as the Boondocks Rudder that I have on here. So I can throw them up in here, and you can see what they look like and how it's set up. So I will go ahead and turn the camera around and start talking about the boat. So it's a, I don't know the year, 2017 or whatever. These boats don't go into production that often, I don't think. It is a native watercraft, ultimate, can you see that? Ultimate FX 13 Propel. So it's 13 and a half feet long and fully rigged. It weighs like 92 pounds, it's almost 100 pounds fully rigged. Now fully rigged means that the propel drive and the seat are installed. So let's go ahead and start back here. Ignore these straps for now. It's got these rigid carry handles, which are fine, but I prefer something like a T-handle that has a little bit of wrist movement. I put this kayak bass fishing flag back here when I tow it, because you know it's always important to have visibility when you're going down the road. And when I'm fishing, I just like ball it up and tuck it right under there so it doesn't jangle in the water, but it doesn't matter. There's the Boondocks Rudder, and the old rudder was only about that big. And so if you cut this one off right here, that's about how big the manufactured one is. This one makes steering a lot faster. It's got an anchor trolley right here, all the way at the side, and there's one on both sides of the boat. It comes with this thwart box, they call it, right here, which is on, you can move it up and down or slide it back and forwards. And it's basically just a dry box, but it's not water resistant. I've got my tie down straps, a first aid kit, and my fish finder in there with a rope and a few other things that would typically stay inside the boat. An addition that I would highly recommend for anybody with a heavy kayak that has to drag it up and down to the water is Boondocks landing gear. I love this thing. I don't know if I can set the camera up right now, but show you. But basically, that's what one of these bungees is for. To hold it here to here, so this doesn't bounce out, but tension will hold it. So basically what these are is you got these tubes here with these grooves cut in them, and on the leg of you got that piece of metal welded on there. So what you do is when you get ready to tow it, all right, you just slide it in here like this, and it locks in place, and it hangs down like that. And I'll tell you, it's really, really sturdy. A lot of people can put those in the water, I mean rig them up, like put them in the down position while they're in the water, but I find it a little difficult because these tires float and it's hard to push that straight down and get this lined up. So when you're not dragging it, you just put it back in here and leave it like that. So when you're out on the water, it stays like that, and you don't have to walk back up to the truck to get your wheels or your dolly. This is my YakAttack black pack I got in here. This is normally just an open storage compartment with a bungee that goes across. I added these two, and I added this. So let's move to the front here. Now, I'll move my coffee. This seat is probably the most comfortable kayak seat I've ever had. And I don't know, I think part of the reason is, as you can see, this is more like, it's like a hybrid. It's almost like a canoe, but it's also almost like a kayak. It's open from front to stern, or from stern to bow, or bow to. I'm not a nautical person at all. I was in the Army, not the Navy. We don't swim, we walk everywhere, right? So, and you see how high it sits. I don't know how high off the floor that is. Probably at least 12 inches. And so you're sitting in a more comfortable position than you are with your knees above your waist or whatever. The seat is adjustable. You loosen these up and you can slide it forward and backwards about 8 to 10 inches. And once you get it to where you want it, you just tighten these down, and it won't. Well, you tighten all the way down, it won't go anywhere. I added this bungee just to keep the seat from flying up, but I think that's what this one is for anyway. This is just a leash for the my paddle when I use it. And there's plenty of under seat storage as well if you want to keep some quick access tackle in there as well. It's got these, it came with these gear tracks all over the boat. As you can see, they're in the front. There's even one way up here if you want to mount a GoPro way up here on the bow. And there's one on that side and that side. The thwart box has them here and on the back. If you didn't have this, I could mount stuff on the back of the thwart box and on the other side. So there's plenty of gear tracks all over this boat for your mounting your accessories. So let's see here. So here's the hatch. This is a dry hatch, not a dry hatch. It's not waterproof because I said it goes all the way through here. So you can see. Okay, let me show you. If I can get the camera angle right. Stand by. So you can see all the way to the stern there. I got the hatch open. There's my hand sticking down, but I don't mind. It doesn't bother me one way or another. Again, the anchor trolleys, there's those patches I put on. The anchor trolley goes all the way, but only one thing I don't like is this is the only scupper on this boat. This is the drain plug, so it's on the top and the very tip, so you gotta like tip the boat all the way up to drain the water out. And of course you get water in it. You get water in it when you put the boat into the water, when you step in it. I mean, you know, kayak fishing, you're not meant to be dry. So here's the other side. As you can see, there's another anchor trolley over here, all the way up to the front. This is for my fish finder mount. Here's the rudder control. You can see it controls the rudder. I love it. You can drink, you can eat while you're pedaling and everything else. This is the transducer cable and the power cable for my fish finder. Let me get up here and show you something else. So if you look right there, inside there's a compartment for your battery, for your any kind of electronics you may have on the boat. And it's angled like back that way, so you put the battery in and it's not going to fly out the front. Let's see, let me get in here and see if I can open this up and show you the Propel drive. Oh, I got one more thing to show you. So because you don't want to depend on this, because you can't pedal this if the water is less than 2 feet deep, so it also has these stowaway spots. So you break your oar in half. You got a sectional one, and I'm trying to do this one-handed. And you can put that up there, so you have paddle storage up there on both sides. You got one over there for half your paddle, and you got one over here for the other half of your paddle. Go right there. There's the straps for it. So, and this is where the Propel drive goes. Just pop these bungees off of both sides. Take that loose, and you can see all the way down. Look at that, huh? And the Propel drive is right behind me. Let me see if I can set this camera up. I'm gonna see if I can set the camera up and show you a better angle how to do this. Don't know if it's gonna work. We'll find out. I'm gonna balance the GoPro on a seat. I guess you can see that. So up here, there's two latches, and there's a latch here. And what you do is get your Propel drive. I leave mine in the boat, and I'll show you. So you mount it with this bar up here, okay, just like that, and you close these latches right on top of that. They snap shut to hold that bar down in place, and then you just basically lower the Propel drive down into there like that. You put it back, you put the bungees back on, and there you go. And this is your Propel drive system. So it's pretty simple. That's what it looks like underneath the boat. As you can see, it works just like an electric trolling motor, except it's human power. Now, there's another latch right back here that you pop down, and it keeps it from coming up. I find it's a good idea, but I find if I leave it undone, if I bump into something, it will bounce this out of the way. It also has this little piece of plastic here. You push that down. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but you push that down and pedal, and what it does is it indexes the propeller, so you can pull it straight up. Otherwise, the propeller could be like that, and you can't get it up like that. And so when you get the Propel drive in, you put this back, and it sits right there, nice and neat out of the way. So when you get ready to pull your boat out of the water, there it is. So that's how I normally stow mine. going down the road. But I also have this bungee cord that I put through this handle, and I just bungee it down. That way it doesn't bounce around and potentially tear something up. Not that I worry about it. The Propel drive is pretty heavy. Like I said, when the boat empty weighs 79 pounds, I think, and you put this in the seat and it takes it up almost 20 something pounds, or 20 pounds, I'm not sure, 25 pounds. I didn't do the math on that. But that's my kayak. Like I said, that Boondocks landing gear, I think is well worth it. It's always on, it's convenient. You don't have to balance it underneath the kayak because that's a pain in the third point of contact. And like I said, as far as how the transducer is mounted, I will throw a picture up here of the transducer mount and also how it looks back there where the rudder is. And I got a mess when I was working on it. So here is the rudder control right here. That's a cable that goes all the way up to the rudder handle for the steering, and you can replace these cables with different kinds of cord, just like everything else. There's always an aftermarket product that's better than the one that came with the boat, supposedly. So, and because of the wheels worried about bouncing out, you take this bungee right here and hook it here to here, so it keeps tension on that, so this can't come out because of the way it's locked in place. Boondocks landing gear. It's pricey, but you'll never have to worry about buying another kayak caddy or whatever they're called. I've seen people buy those things and they use the scupper holes in some of their kayaks, and it'll put too much stress sometimes that it's cracked. They break, they slide off. You know, a kayak on the bottom is not flat, so you got to get that thing right under there just right, or to tip over on you and everything else. These Boondocks landing gear, it's almost like having independent suspension because each side is independent of the other. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on too much. That's my backpack right there. This is my kayak. This is my Boondocks landing gear and the Propel drive. And I'm going to finish my coffee and enjoy this cool morning. Talk to you guys again soon. Later on. I want to take a couple of minutes and thank you. If you watched the video all the way to the end and you're seeing this, I really, really appreciate it. I'll put my email address and my mailing address right over here somewhere. And if you have stickers you want to send me, I'd appreciate it. Talk to y'all again soon. Goodbye.